What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 stocks that I'm looking to swing trade in November of 2018. So for those of you guys that are new to my channel, my name is Stas and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my personal philosophies and strategies when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So for those of you guys who want to learn more about that, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group, especially that Discord group chat, guys. That's the best place that you can get in contact with me throughout the week and all of our 180 members that are in there. And we're interacting with each other pretty much throughout the entire day, talking about stocks, stock trading, stock news, strategies, and all, everything dealing with what we talk about on this channel. So all of those are linked down below in the description box. Make sure you guys get into that Discord group chat. I promise you will not regret it. So let's talk about the top 5 stocks that I'm looking to swing trade in November of 2018. But before I do so, guys, let's take a look at what the overall market is looking like right now very quickly. So we've seen the Dow Jones fall from the peak of about 27,000 all the way down to about 24,500. So we've seen the Dow Jones nearly drop about 10%, right? We've seen the NASDAQ composite drop about, right around the same, probably even a little bit more, right? About 12 to 14% in terms of how much the NASDAQ has fallen. And then we see the S&P 500. This one's down quite a bit as well. We see this one's down about 10%. So overall right now, guys, at the time I'm recording this video on October 28th in 2018, the markets are down about 10 to 14% between the 3 major indexes. So what does this mean? This means that there's a lot of opportunity right now out in the stock market for, potential dip buys in the big, large cap companies. And these are the companies that we're going to be focusing mostly on in this video, particularly companies that have already reported their earnings, and their earnings reports have been positive. There's one company that has yet to report their earnings that we're going to be talking about in this video, but we're going to get to that one a little bit towards the end of this video. So let's just start right into this, guys. The first stock that I'm looking to swing trade, and I'm actually already in this particular stock. I got into this stock after they reported their earnings, and this one is Msft. This is Microsoft Corporation, one of the biggest companies out there in the stock market. And we've seen the dip that Microsoft has taken from 116 all the way down to, I believe, like $102 is the low that they reported. And then, they reported a very strong earnings report, and they beat the analyst expectations on both earnings as well as revenue. So, I talk about, trading stocks during earnings all the time in earnings season. And me personally, guys, my style, since I'm not really a heavy risk adverse, trader, I like waiting till after a company reports their earnings. I like to see where that guidance is pushing that company, what the numbers are looking like before taking a position in that particular stock. So I waited to see what Microsoft reported. I saw they beat on revenue and earnings per share. So that's exactly when I ended up taking a position. And we're at a good dip buy right now in Microsoft. Again, due to the markets being down about 10 to 12%, we're at a good 10% dip buy on Microsoft. So this is why this is the #1 stock I'm looking to swing trade. I believe I'm in Microsoft at about like $105. I started to scale in, bought more at 107, and I'm just holding right now. And I always scale in on my positions, meaning I take small positions at first. Let's say my goal position is going to be $3,000 on Microsoft. I would buy in at 500 increments, $500 increments, slowly scale in and build up a strong position whenever I want to add more money into it, right? That's what I always do in terms of my swing trades, especially my longer term swing trades like Microsoft and most of the ones we're going to be talking about in today's video. So, Microsoft, guys, on a very nice uptrending pattern, strong earnings report, right? Very good dip buy at about 10%, correction here, and that's why I'm looking to continue to add money into Microsoft throughout November of 2018. So that's the first one that I'm actively invested in, and I'm looking to swing trade in November of 2018. The second one is PayPal, ticker symbol PYPL. Very similar to Microsoft. They reported very strong earnings. They beat on revenue and they beat on earnings per share. I believe this stock shot up about 9 to 10% the day after they reported earnings, and I started to scale in, I believe, at about like $85-ish, added more money at about like $86, and I think that's all I did in terms of PayPal. I'm already invested in PayPal, like I said, and if we look a little bit closer here on the 20-day 1-hour chart, we noticed the big sell-off all the way down to $73. They reported earnings this day, shot the stock from $77 all the way up to about $83, and I bought in the next day at about, I think it was originally at about $83. I gotta recheck my my accounts, guys, but it's been like a week since I put money into PayPal. I got in at about $83, added more money, I believe, the next day at about $85. Then we dipped down, and I think I added a little bit more money here. So I'm in, at about like $84, $85-ish right now with my average cost. Average cost basis right now on PayPal. Down a little bit on this position, but again, guys, these trades that I'm holding are going to be longer term, swing trades, right? I'm not looking to trade this for a week or two, and, if it goes down, I'm going to panic sell, right? These are going to be trades that I'm looking to hold for a month, 2, 3 months out. So, PayPal, guys, same thing as Microsoft. They reported very strong earnings. They beat on earnings per share. They beat on revenue. And that is why I'm looking to, swing trade them. And especially due to this dip buy that we are at, from the markets being down 10 to 12%. Like I said early on in this video, there's a bunch of opportunity out there in the stock market right now. But you got to be careful with the earnings reports that these companies are reporting, right? So PayPal, guys, that's the second stock that I'm looking to swing trade in November of 2018. Now let's talk about another one that I'm looking to swing trade, and this one is Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN, this beast company of Amazon. They reported earnings the other day, and the stock actually ended up crashing down another 10%. We see on Friday alone, it was down 7.82%, down about $140 per share. So, what went wrong with Amazon's earnings report? Because they did report earnings a couple days back. We noticed that they beat on earnings per share, but the guidance of the company for the next quarter was kind of weak. And this scared off investors. A bunch of people took their profits, shooting down the stock 10%, right? As well as a little miss on revenue. That's why I believe Amazon stock went down, but the earnings per share, I believe, was at around like $5. We can see it right here, right? Like $5.75, I believe, right? And this crushed what the earnings per share was last year, right? Given that this is a growth company, that makes sense, right? So, guys, revenue was missed on Amazon's earnings. The earnings per share beat. So I personally believe that if their guidance isn't as strong for this next quarter, that this could affect Amazon stock. So I'm going to be approaching this one kind of cautiously, but I still want to keep an eye on it and potentially swing trade it in this next month, depending on what the price action is going to be looking like over the next couple of trading days, as well as if our markets are going to recover, because if we, the markets have been down tremendously. So in Amazon, obviously Amazon has a heavy weight on the market. This definitely sent down, the market as a whole this past Friday. And in terms of Amazon, guys, it's at a very nice dip buy right now, and the technicals are showing it's at about a 25% dip buy, and the technicals are showing that it's still downtrending in price. So I'm going to want to wait for at least a break above the EMA, at least a break above, I would say, $1,700, because this is a previous resistance point here for Amazon stock. So I would want to wait till a break above at least $1,700, a break above the EMA, then a break above the 50 50 SMA before even considering putting money into Amazon. And, due to the guidance being a little weak, this is a little bit scary, but you got to realize, what company that we're talking about here. This is Amazon, right? This is the biggest e-commerce platform that we use in this country and around the world. So I believe this company is going to rebound and the stock's going to rebound and follow it as well. And, that's why I'm going to be keeping an eye on it and very closely looking to swing trade this one in the month of November in 2018. Now to talk about an ETF duo that I'm looking to swing trade for this month as well, due to the massive volatility that we've been seeing in the markets as a whole. And this one is going to be TVIX. This is an ETF that goes up in price as the markets are selling off. So we've noticed the markets sell off over the past couple of weeks. We all know this if we've been paying attention to the stock market. And this has been shooting up TVIX like crazy. Literally over the past, just 3-4 weeks, TVIX has doubled its price from $24 all the way up to highs of almost $60. And again, this is due to the volatility in the stock market and mostly the stocks pushing down in price. So the market's down 10 to 12%, has pushed TVIX up a ton, right? And this is an ETF, like I said. So I'm going to be watching this one just in case the markets continue to sell off over the next couple of weeks. So let's say the markets continue to sell off over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be looking to trade TVIX like I have been over the past couple of weeks, guys. This is an ETF that I've been hopping in and out of, and I've been talking about this one over the past month pretty much in the stock market, right? So this is one of the ETFs that I'm going to be watching if the markets continue to sell off. And now let's say the markets end up reversing and, they start to push up in price. We break out of the downwards trending channel that we are in terms of the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. I'm going to be looking to trade TQQ as well as QQQ. And these are ETFs that go up in price when the markets are going up in price. So we notice that these are at very massive, dips right now. This one's at $50, trading from a high of 75 just a couple of weeks ago. So this one's down nearly 50%. So if the markets do end up turning around, they do end up reversing, I'm going to be trading TQQQ as well as QQQ. So I threw these in today's video, guys, because at the moment I'm recording this video, we are still selling off in the markets and we are still in a very volatile stage. So I want to give you guys an option to play the markets, whether we're going up in price or whether we're going down in price. So that's why I figured I'd throw these two ETF combos, and you can actually trade any of these. UVXY goes down in price. Actually, no. UVXY is very similar to TVIX. They both go up when the markets are selling off, but when the markets are shooting up in price, TQQQ as well as QQQ, they are both going up in price as well. So, do your own research, guys. Understand how these move, and, these are going to be definitely good plays throughout the next couple of weeks, throughout the volatility of the stock market that we've been seeing. So that's what I'm doing in terms of these two ETFs, TQQQ as well as TVIX, UVXY, and QQQ. And the last stock we're going to talk about today, and this one has not ended up reporting their earnings quite yet, but I'm watching very closely, guys, because I'm in this stock in my long-term portfolio, and I do have a swing portfolio that I'm looking to potentially add money into Apple, guys. This is obviously the biggest company in the world, the first trillion-dollar company. We all know this, and I'm very anxious and not really anxious. I'm really eager to see what they report in terms of their earnings. I want to see the early sales of the iPhone. I want to see how that service business is growing, because the service business, guys, I believe is going to be one of the biggest growth factors of Apple over the next couple of years. It's going to be one of the biggest factors of their business in general, right? This is something that's going to be massive. The iCloud, all these different things, guys. The streaming services, they're looking to potentially, I think they're looking to potentially compete with Netflix and bring on a video movie streaming service. Who knows what Apple's going to do, because they have a crap ton of cash on their balance sheet. So who knows what they're going to end up doing. They're going to buy out a company. They're going to end up investing in something. Just trust me, guys, in the next coming years, Apple is definitely cooking something up under their sleeve. So I'm very interested to see what they're going to end up doing, in terms of their earnings report. We got to think short term in terms of their earnings report. What are they going to report in terms of early iPhone sales? Excuse me, numbers, earnings per share, revenues, profits, all of those different things, before eventually putting money into Apple. But if we're looking at this one from a technical perspective, guys, this one has not been getting hit as hard as the other stocks. We saw PayPal, Microsoft, and, Amazon. These have been getting crushed over the past couple of weeks, guys. They were all down about 20%, 30%, but Apple's only down about 6-7% from the top of about 233. So Apple has been actually, playing pretty well after this sell-off that we've been seeing in the market. So very good sign in terms of Apple stock being very strong throughout this little correction that we're seeing. And it's kind of trading in this horizontal pattern right now from about 212 to about 223. So from a technical perspective, guys, what I want to wait for is a break above the 50 SMA and the 180 SMA, and eventually out of this resistance point, at about 223, and a push up to about and a push up towards 233 before putting money into Apple. And I want to wait until after their earnings report before putting money into Apple as well. So, guys, these are the top 5 stocks that I'm looking to swing trade this month, and you got to just be cautious during this month because November is going to be very volatile, guys. The stock markets are still selling off. Everything is going to be pushing up, pushing down at very rapid clips, 5, 10, 15%, as well as all these different earnings reports that are yet to come out that we need to see to, pretty much identify where our market as a whole is headed. And Apple, guys, is the #1 earnings report that I'm looking forward to throughout this entire earnings season. So Apple, Microsoft, PayPal, Amazon, TVIX, as well as TQQQ. These are what I'm looking to trade in this next coming month as longer term swing trades, and mostly what I'm going to be looking at for this next coming month in terms of the stock market. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and join our Discord group chat as well as our Facebook group. All of those are linked down below in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found some value in it. Make sure to do your own research, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Peace out.